On today's Cleveland Browns Report, we're going to talk about some NFL free agents maybe the Browns could go after. We're not going to take ourselves too seriously. We're going to have a little fun with today's show. So to kick it off, go ahead, be the GM. Name a player you want the Browns to go out and sign. Let me know who you want, and then I'll give you a list of 5 players I'm looking at. Again, just a fun show today. We're not going to think about the loss. No, we're excited for the Lions game. So go ahead and comment below while that intro video rolls. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. Today, I got 5 free agents out on the market. Maybe GM Andrew Berry should give a call to. I'm going to preface this right off the bat with, do not go in the comments and say, I can't believe you want this guy. No, all we're doing is we're playing a little Madden. We're at the middle of the week right now. It's Tuesday. We're just peeking ahead here. Not quite ready for Sunday's matchup, so why not check out who's on the street? Probably names you didn't realize are still out there, and maybe it is a little bit compelling. We'll get into that gray area later on. But the first one up, how about a quarterback? How about Phllip Rivers? Can we get him out of Alabama? He's coaching high school ball down in right outside of Mobile, Fairhope, Alabama, I think, somewhere in that neck of the woods. But Baker Mayfield's banged up. I don't know how much you love Case Keenum. And I was looking at the quarterback free agent list, and it's a pretty awful list. So this is the best name out there. Looking at good old Phil here. Last year with the Colts, put up surprisingly good numbers. I was a bit of a doubter that would have worked out for Indianapolis, but Rivers had one of his best seasons in the last couple years. 24 touchdowns to 11 interceptions for a guy that old. I don't know if it's worth giving a phone call to, but he's worth putting on the show. So Phllip Rivers, the first free agent we're looking at here on the Browns Report. I want to hit you guys with another question. What do you want Phllip Rivers? Let's get all the audience involved in this conversation. That's what I love about the Browns Report and here at Chat Sports. It's a two-way conversation. I'm not just yelling at you guys. Give me a 1 for yes or a 0 for no if you want Old Man Phil down in the comment section. To me, it's a fun idea, but it's not a realistic idea. 1, you paid Case Keenum a lot of money to be a backup quarterback. If his number's called, you better go to him, or else what was the point of investing in the backup quarterback position? 2, something tells me Phllip Rivers is right now in as bad a shape as I am, okay? When you're a quarterback for that long in the NFL and you retire and you get to coach high school ball, for some reason, I get this inking that you maybe let yourself go a little bit because you haven't had that chance to for the last decade plus while you were in the NFL. So I don't think Phllip Rivers is probably in football shape, and I don't know if he wants to come back to a city that is simply cold weather. He's living in Alabama. He's played his entire career essentially in nice San Diego and warm LA, went to an indoor stadium in Indianapolis. I don't know if he wants to be playing in cold outdoor weather football games starting in November. Next player up, Larry Fitzgerald. So the Browns move on from OBJ. Maybe they want to add some veteran presence at the wide receiver position. Shocking that Larry is a free agent. Is it though? I don't know. He's been around for quite some time. His career is a resume for an NFL Hall of Famer. 1,400 receptions. That is second all-time in NFL history. North of 17,000 yards. 121 touchdowns. He's been hanging around with the Arizona Cardinals his entire career, and we'll get his bio up because I want to show you at least what he was able to do in his last year, okay? Check out 2020, last time he played, 13 games, 54 receptions, just 409 yards and a touchdown. He was just not really involved so much in what the game plan was for Arizona. If anything, I'd like to see him go back to the Cardinals because he's a lifelong Cardinal. They were finally good for the first time since that Super Bowl run, essentially. They had that playoff run, actually, a couple, 2015. But the last couple years have been bad Cardinals. So if the Cardinals are going to go on to win the Super Bowl, Fitzgerald deserves a ring, no doubt about it. I want to pose this question to you guys, though. Who's the better 0-16 team? I think we can all move on from that time period. Hugh Jackson, moving on from that. Is it the Browns or the Lions? Because the two teams are facing off, the two franchises, this Sunday. If you think it's the Browns, go ahead and subscribe right now. Let's get those numbers up. We're cranking them up. We're climbing up a ladder. Subscribe right now if you think the Browns are the better all-time 0-16 team. Not an award you want to win, but it's an award that you just kind of laugh at yourself if that's the case. And for the Browns and, well, the Lions at least aren't going to go loseless. They're not going to go 0-17, maybe winless, though. Next one. Olivier Vernon. This is a familiar name, probably a more realistic name. Vernon was great last year for the Browns. In his second year, after getting traded from New York, part of that OBJ trade, loved what I saw out of him. Before we give you his stats, though, Browns fans, if you have not already, check out our sportsbook partner, BetUS. They hook you up with the 125% deposit bonus. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/bet. Go to promo code Browns125, and you're rolling in that cheddar at me, at Matthew Petey. Let me know what your picks are. I tweet out my picks every single Sunday, Saturday. So let me know what you guys are picking, and let's start making some green this football season. Halfway through it, check them out, BetUS, 125% deposit bonus. Great deals, and all you got to do is go to the link and the promo code Browns125. Now, let's go back to Olivier Vernon. Last year, 36 tackles, had 9 sacks. Second best of his career, if memory serves me correct. Best year as a Brown. Then that Achilles injury happens at the end of the season. And what's a little mind-scratching to me is for a player that has 9 sacks one year to not get a tryout and not get much of an interest the next season probably tells me that he's not close to football shape at all. But who knows, all right? So would you want Vernon back? Y for yes, N for no if you want to bring him back. I don't think the Browns have much of a need at pass rush at this time. I liked what I've seen out of Clowney. You have a potential defensive player of the year, MVP, and Myles Garrett. And Takk McKinley's been productive and solid for what you expected out of him so far this year. But a 9-sack guy is on the free agent market. I don't know. I think he's worth putting on the list for sure. Next player up, Alshon Jeffrey. I go back to the wide receiver room just because you're down OBJ. You're down OBJ. OBJ is out the door. You're down Jarvis Landry-ish. It looks like this knee injury. He is just playing through some serious pain. He does not look like the Landry we've all known him to be the last couple years. So you get Alshon Jeffrey at this point in the season because it's not a sexy list of wide receiver free agents out there. Last year with the Eagles, just played in 7 games. And only had 6 receptions, 115 yards in a score. He really struggled to stay healthy, and that's always been his biggest knock, is lack of availability. That's the best thing you can ask for a player's availability. He hasn't been able to give NFL teams that throughout his career. His career's had some ups and downs, though. I've got 4 of his 4 best seasons, essentially, spanning from when he started with the Chicago Bears to when he ended as a Philadelphia Eagle. And if you can get those 2013 and 2014 numbers out of him, that's fantastic. I think he would love you and would kiss you for that. But those days are well behind him. That's almost a decade ago at this point. 7, 8 years ago. But with the Eagles, he had some great years. 2017, first year in Philly. He played all 16 games, helped him to a Super Bowl win with a touchdown. But the last couple of years, he really struggled to stay on the field, and that's why he simply is on no one's field right now. Of those 4 names, though, I want to ask you guys, who are you signing? If you had to pick one, who's it going to be? You get to be the GM here. You want Rivers, Vernon, Fitzgerald, or Jeffrey? Let me know which of those 4 you want down below in the comments section. My 5th and final name, I think this one is a little more realistic. It's Brian Poole, a corner who was recently released. He's been hopping around a little bit. Started his career off as an undrafted free agent. Went to the Falcons. Played there from 2016 to 2018. He made 21 starts in 47 games. Not bad for an undrafted rookie. Then last 2 seasons, he's in New York with the Jets. He's making 17 starts through 23 games. He started this season with the Saints, got injured, was eventually released, and then ended up with the Patriots practice squad. He was released by them about a week ago, so he's out on the market, and I don't know. I think if the Browns are going to sign anyone, it may be at that cornerback spot just because we don't know what the future and the longevity with Troy Hill, hoping he can recover soon. It's a scary injury. And then Denzel Ward has had some flare-ups at times, along with Greedy Williams and Greg Newsome. I see 4 names right there. I'm looking at the entire thing. All 6 of those players have had injuries this season. So maybe you are uncertain with the future at that position and you want to get some extra depth, and it's going to be really cheap to get Brian Poole. So that's a name I would be somewhat considering, probably the most realistic name of the 5. Browns fans, if you have not already, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I know it's a handful of you guys followed me earlier this week. Appreciate that. Always talking Brownies on my Twitter. So make sure you follow me on Twitter to get more Browns news and rumors. And honestly, just lighthearted stuff. If you're looking for me to be the Adam Schefter and breaking Browns news, I'm not going to be that guy. I'll give you my reactions. I'll give you my takes because that's the world we live in sports. So follow me on Twitter, and I'll shout you guys out if I get a handful of followers on the next video. So this is my list of 5 free agents the Browns could pursue. I don't see it happening really for any of them. Maybe Brian Poole at the end, just because you need help at that cornerback position, and he's the most recent one to play much at all, and you know what you're kind of getting out of him. But I think it is telling that the Patriots released him from their practice squad. New England tends to not let talent out the door, so that says something. But when I have a little fun middle of the week here, getting ready for the Lions game, follow me on Twitter and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That way you get more Cleveland Browns news and rumors all season long. We're not quitting on this team. We're not quitting on this season. So we're going to keep you up to date for the entire season. And the best part of the NFL, there's no off season. So we're going to hit you guys up all year long right here at the Browns Report.